So today we're going to be talking about Algebra 1D, the distributive property. Now, one quick introduction. Let's say you want to buy 4 candy bars and they're 53 cents each. We're going to try to do mental math to figure out how much each would cost. Well, if I know that the candy bars were only 50 cents each, I would know that's $2. Now, if you're thinking mentally 4 times 53, you could split that up mentally into two different problems. You could do 4 times 50, which we just said was 200 or $2, and then you could do 4 times 3 separately, which is 12, and then I know that the candy bars would cost $2.12. So that is one way to distribute the number 53. I'm going to split it up, distribute it into two different numbers that I can do quickly in my head to find the total. So that is similarly to what we're going to be doing with some algebra problems. So one quick thing, I want you to write down the vocab word for simplify. So we're going to be using the rules of algebra to rewrite an expression as simply as possible. So sometimes expressions we do not solve completely, sometimes we do, but it's just a way for us to simplify, just like we would simplify fractions. Okay, so here's the distributive property. Now this might look a little confusing right now, so I will come back to that shortly, but let's just jump right in and try the first examples using just numbers. Okay, and I'm going to do it two different ways, and I'd like for you to do both as well. So first we're going to do the order of operations. So order of operations says to do parentheses first, so I'm going to do 3 plus 5, and we get 6 times 8. And 6 times 8 is 48. Now let me do the same problem. So what I did is I took this expression and I simplified it as far as possible, which in this case I did get a final answer. Now when I do the distributive property, that simply means to distribute the 6, and the 6 outside the parentheses means to multiply everything inside by 6. So the distributive property allows us to do it one thing at a time. So I can do 6 times 3 first, and then I can do 6 times 5. So what I did here is I distributed the 6 to both items inside. Here I get 18, here I get 30. Now some of you can go straight to 18 and 30 without writing out this step, and that's fine. And I also get 48. So this is showing that the distributive property works, and it's like a shortcut or a different way to do the same type of problem. So writing an equivalent expression, I could write this as just 6 times 8. So we saw that up here, which is 48. Or I can write this as 6 times 3 plus 6 times 5, which is 18 plus 30, which also gives me 48. All of these expressions add up to be 48. Now, let's try it one more time with example B, again with all numbers, and in the next video we're going to start throwing in our variables. Okay, order of operations states to do the parentheses first, and 22 minus 4 is 18, and 2 times 18 is 36. If we use the distributive property, we're going to distribute 2 times 22, that's 44, and 2 times 8, or 4, which would be minus 8. So 2 times 22 is 44, 2 times 4 is 8, and 44 minus 8 is 36. So I know I can do this either way. So an equivalent expression could be 2 times 18, which we said was 36. We could do 2 times 22 and then subtract 2 times 4, which would give us 44 minus 8, and we would end up at 36 again.